Peterson, welcome back.
Thank you.
So let's just real quickly touch on the fact that, as I said, it's reported that Stacy asked you for a divorce just 2 days before she disappeared, and you combine that with the fact that Kathy died while your divorce settlement was still being negotiated. Do you understand why people see a rather alarming coincidence here?
Sure. However, Stacy, I'm not trying to be funny here, but Stacy would ask me for a divorce after her sister died. On a regular basis. I'm not trying to be funny, and it was based on her menstrual cycle.
So when Stacy asked you for a divorce on October 26th, it didn't anger you? You weren't upset by it?
It was like any other moment that she had that she was unhappy with something, she would want a divorce.
So when people look at you and they say, here's a guy who's been a cop for 30 years, he knows police work, he knows weapons, he probably knows how other criminals have gone about covering their tracks, he's the perfect guy to commit a crime. How do you respond to that?
How can I? What can you say? I can't even respond to that.
As someone who does know the system and who's understood for years what it takes to piece together a case, to bring together evidence, how does it feel to have the weight of that system now turned and focused on you?
It's very frightening. Very frightening.
What are you most frightened about?
Basically, my legal defense. Talking to lawyers Monday night, it could cost as much as $250,000 to defend one of these cases. So basically, I'm reaching out to Attorneys of America for help. If anybody would like to take my case and help me out here, please call. Let me know what you can do for me. Help me out.
The families of Stacy and of Kathy have been very vocal as of late.
Right.
Why do you think they would target you if they think you had nothing to do with either the death or disappearance of their loved one?
I don't know. Maybe they even are prompted by the media to say this or do that. You know, I had a meeting with Geraldo Rivera, and he was at my kitchen table, and he asked me to tell my story. And as I'm telling this story, he says, well, say it like this. Say it like this. So everything he said wasn't even my words. And he walks outside and says, here's a man with a noose tightening around his neck. I mean...
If you were me, or if you were the average citizen on the street who's read about this case and seen it on TV, would you think you're guilty, that you had some involvement in this?
Based on the media coverage, I'm as guilty as they come.
And yet you still maintain there is no guilt. You have no connection to any of these situations.
I think my silence has basically painted me guilty in the media.
A grand jury has been convened in this case. They're starting to question family members of yours, friends of yours. Do you expect to be charged?
I don't know. I just don't know. I think because of the media coverage and the magnitude of this case, I believe somebody has to do something. So, and if they don't do anything, they'll be scrutinized for that.
Do you have anything you can present to me that might prove your innocence?
No. I don't know what to tell you. Just let the case unfold as it does.
There are probably a lot of legal experts and lawyers out there right now saying this guy should not be sitting on this show talking to this guy right now while he's the subject of this investigation, perhaps even these investigations.
Right.
Why did you decide to do this interview?
I'm doing all that I can. My God, get the media off my back. Get them off my family's back. That's all I'm asking. And I'm here today in an attempt to basically let them see my face. Here I am. Please get away from my house and leave my family alone.
Do you think this interview will accomplish that? Or in some ways, do you think it might turn up the heat?
It does. Or if it turns up the heat, then I made a mistake coming here.
You know the law, Mr. Peterson. You know that if somehow you're deemed to be involved in the death of Kathy Savio or the disappearance or perhaps even death of Stacy, you face either life in prison or the potential for the death penalty.
Correct.
Have you thought about it?
Yes. And it's a frightening thing, but my family's provided for. My kids will be okay. They're with my brother and sister-in-law and my son, and I can go in peace if that happens. And
if you can tell the people watching today one thing about you that they clearly don't know and don't understand, what would that be?
What they're seeing is not me. I've been a jokester all my life, and it's just like now they're seeing this serious person in deep trouble, and this isn't me. And me is a guy playing jokes on people and kidding around and trying to have fun with life and living.
And if Stacy is out there, as you say, where she wants to be, perhaps with another man, perhaps even watching this interview, what would you say to Stacy, your fourth wife?
Come home. Tell people where you are. And that's all I can say.
Drew Peterson. Mr. Peterson, I appreciate you agreeing to do this interview this morning, and
sure.
Obviously we'll keep our viewers posted on the details of this case.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Now let's get